Well, let's talk about the champion chase now, because Masterminded, there have been severe question marks over him until he came back to form at Newbury, despite nearly depositing Ruby at the last. But Mark, are you a Masterminded fan? Is he one of the bankers of the week, do you find? Or is
no,
he
not for me, Robert. I mean, 2 years ago, I remember sitting here and he put up a performance. I don't think I've ever seen an horse win so easy at Cheltenham since Badsworth Boy. And I'm a great believer, Andrew's like this, that an horse who puts in a speed figure and a performance like that never does it again. I think it's what done for Denman this year in the Hennessy. It's great performance after the injury, and again, completely, it's 2 stone below. I thought he was beat at Newbury. We'll get on the Denman later, but no, not for me, Masterminded. I mean, he was, for me, 2 stone below form at Punchestown. If you watch the video of that race, he's legless jumping the last, and Ruby really gives him a beating to beat Big Zeb. And I don't think Big Zeb would get anywhere near Masterminded on that form he showed 2 years ago. Again, 2 years ago, we're looking at the form. This year, he's beaten at Cheltenham first time, and Paddy rode the 4th. Mahogany Blaze, yeah. I mean, he wouldn't get within 30 lengths of him, Paddy, would it, normally? World Chief was a... Yeah, that's right. To me, again, Ruby said last time, after Masterminded won at Newbury, to everybody, Masterminded, this was the best he's been for a long time. First thing I thought was, has he left it behind at Newbury? When an horse wins that easy, and he was, again, £35 better than the next horse in that race. He only did what he was entitled to do in that race. I think there's plenty of holes in Masterminded, and I hate to say it, because I think he's one of the best horses I've ever seen on the day, but at the price, not for me. The 2 horses I backed in the race are Kalahari King and for Paddy the Plasterer. I've just gone with the Arkle form. Horses who have won the Arkle come back and got a great record in this race. Azertiot, Moscow Flyer, Remittance Man. Come on, Bob, help me out. There's a few more going back a few years.
Just talk about...
Barnbook again and all them.
Yeah, Kalahari King.
World Chief, yeah.
That win by Kalahari King at Donny, carrying top weight, first run of a season, probably needed the run. It was very impressive, wasn't it?
Again, I think at 5-1, I can't have him out of the frame. But for Paddy the Plasterer, did beat him last year. I mean, that for me is a form. I can't have Twist Magic. I mean, he turns up at Cheltenham, he's like beef or salmon. He shits himself in the box, doesn't he? He's about as much chance as me and Gary being fucking voted salad dodgers of the year, mate. He just Twist Magic doesn't like Cheltenham. It's as simple as that. When he beat for Paddy the Plasterer in the Tingle Creek, the ground was bottomless. And I watched Paddy the Plasterer jump in my own eyes at Leopardstown after racing the other day. He was electric. He's a terrific leper. And, with AP on board, I think it's a terrific booking for Paddy, because I think AP's going to take Masterminded on. And again, I think Masterminded quite likes being taken on. I think he likes it out on his own. And that's the form line for me anyway. I'll back the pair of them, Kalahari King and for Paddy the Plasterer, again, who both want good ground as well, which is again in their favour.
Paddy, that win by Masterminded, how near to his sort of best form do you think that was? Because it was definitely a return to something like his best form.
That was right up with his best form.
You think it was?
Yeah, I finished second, and I'd say I was doing about 30 mile an hour, and he was literally gone. Like, it was leaving dust behind him. If he runs to his Newbury form, he's an absolute certainty. But I do agree with what his comment on did he leave his race behind him? That's the only thing that'll get him beat. But he's in a different parish to the last year's Arkle form.
And what would you see as the main danger?
Kalahari King.
He must have. I mean, he won well, didn't he, at Donny?
He won very well at Donny. He was very impressive. I agree with you, but as I say, Masterminded, he's close enough to a certain...
It's just the price is Paddy, like, we're punters here. One's even, one's 4-5, one's 5-1. It's just 5 times the price. I mean, someone put a gun to me head, I'd probably go with Mastermind. It's just the price, like, just that's what dictates.
Has anybody got a gun?
Gary, is he going to go off?
I think he'd definitely go up odds on Bob. I'd say the top price is 5-6 Masterminded. But that's what Paddy just said. He's a class horse and he Masterminded. But after hearing what I know, for Andrew here, the form man, he doesn't even think Masterminded to be in the first 3. So you've got to take him on. Last year you put up a big one here that won, didn't you, at Cheltenham, one of the races. I think it was a 20-1 chance. So, if you are playing at Cheltenham, you must get on as well. Quarterly odds, you get on now. Non-runner no bet on it as well, Mark. How the punters can do their money at Cheltenham. This is the time now to have your bets now. They're most of them are going to shorten. If they don't run, you get your money back.
Again, you're taking a short price Masterminded, and like 2 out of his last 3 runs, he's run to nowhere near his form. And again, Paul, just to do that speed figure away one, You know, Paddy knows you get an horse ready maybe once right a season. Henry Cecil once said when he trained the Derby, when you just get them right on the day. I think maybe it just peaked too soon. And that blunder at the last fence is still lingering in my memory. I don't know how much that knocked out of him.
Well, Twist Magic, the last time that ran on, he was short. I think, was it at Ascot he ran or Kempton? And it was only evens to start at one stage. Did you see he had the assistant there? I think Dan Skelton there was trying to run him in with him. And I don't fancy Twist Magic.
Andrew, you're against Masterminded. What are you for?
I'm with the couch on this one. Kalahari King, he's 5 wins, 2 seconds on good to soft or faster going, including a short head second in the Arkle last year. I was very impressed with his Doncaster win, once I'd got over the disappointment of having a lump on the runner-up, Oiseau de Nuit, who I fancy for the Grand Annual. And for Paddy the Plasterer has been called some names because of the propensity of second places in his form figures. But the key is he needs a strong pace and he rarely gets it. So I think he's had 5 runs in fields of 12 or more runners, and he's 4 wins and a 4th in the Ballymore Properties in 2008.
I was on a panel in Dublin with Tommy Cooper, the trainer, after the day at school at Leopardstown. He was over the moon, and this horse is a terrific leper. And you know, he was over the moon with it, Tommy, and he was telling me the ground really is the most important thing with this horse. He really does want decent ground, you know. I mean, that's the thing with him, and also the strongly run race. And I think they're both value each way. I've always said about don't bet each way. Here's a race we can where there's only going to be sort of 8 or 9 runners line up, and some of them I don't think got any chance.
Gavin.
Why do you say don't bet each way, Mark?
Again, in the big handicap field, because we said there's
16 runner, 20 runner.
Even going back to like the first race, you know, we got Dungwib in that. You know, maybe Dungwib wins. There's only like 2 places, second and third, and everything is really being pushed out. You know what it's like at Wolverhampton, 8-runner maiden race. 5 of them aren't with you, are they? You know, the each way money's normally in the bin. It's not for me. No. You know, I know bookmakers, you do make a fortune just laying the places. Are you with this on Andrew at all, or are you an each way player?
A bit of both.
Yeah, well, there you are. I've heard about that about you, Andrew, but there we are.
Can I have the DVD back when you finish with it as well, please?
Only if you can lend me that waistcoat for Cheltenham, sexy beast.
It's a deal.
Let's have a last word from Gavin on this one.
Yeah.
Just the odd word.
Not a strong opinion here at all. I think Masterminded looked back to his best actually at Newbury last time until it made a mess of the last. I think he should be 3s on here, to be honest with you. If he can run to that again, obviously he's got to jump round, but he looked like he was declining rapidly, and I was keen to get him beat. Now, you know, I wouldn't be keen to back against him, although I'm with the lads on Kalahari King each way in this race, but whether they can beat this thing, I don't know.
So a little bit of opposition to Masterminded.
What do you reckon, Bobby? You ever gone against it?
I would back Kalahari King, definitely. I was incredibly impressed by that win at Doncaster.
I think, looking at this race, Gal, you know about the each way thieves. I think it'd be a 7-2 shot, don't you? Everyone's going to be
definitely, yeah.
And when
If you
Andrew,
get
they're all
called
doing
odds
all
now,
the each
5
way.
to 1.
There's certain people look at a race and they call the each way thieves, and they look at this and say, "Yeah, we'll have this." I mean,
I'll just go off the Cheltenham thing for a little. I don't know if anybody. Well, no, we all watch out the races. Did anybody see when Bob had the place put off that day at Taunton when they had the cameras on him drawing the winnings?
The last time I
Did
won
anybody
anything.
ever see that when he was? No. It was unbelievable. Do you remember, Bob, when they filmed you going? They had a camera behind you. He's hiding all the money, weren't you? Unbelievable.
Well, Luke Harvey saw it because I owed him £100 and he still hasn't got it.